I think Russia is getting ready for the final phase, which I think is going to have to include crossing the river into Kiev and then moving south on Odessa. And they're benefiting at the moment, I think, from President Trump's desire to put Ukraine behind him as much as possible, to try and still normalize relations with Moscow and focus preeminently on the Middle East and Israel.
Are there any discernible pressures on President Putin to bring this to an end more quickly, or are there pressures but he resists them using his same slow, methodical, regular, consistent, systematic pace?
I think there's both. You hit the nail on the head. First of all, the Russian population would like to see this whole Ukraine thing come to an end, and they would prefer to see a sledgehammer taken to Kiev, to the government. But you've got President Putin, who has moved cautiously and deliberately, and though this has taken a lot of time, it's proven to be a smart move, because what he didn't want to do is he didn't want to draw us in, or for that matter, NATO, into a conflict with Russia. And I still think that that's uppermost in his mind. That's not because of fear. That's because he recognizes the utter futility and stupidity of broadening the war that way. So he's going to continue, I think, on the same path. But I think we can expect between now and the end of September that the map will have changed profoundly. And what happens at that point, with the Europeans, who knows? I still think he's waiting to see some of these governments in France, Germany, also in Great Britain at some point, but more importantly in France and Germany change. And I think they will.